a date which will live in infamy.
The National World War II Museum is an absolute must-visit destination in New Orleans. So I'm here with Dr. Robert Citino, senior historian, to give us some insight on how to plan your visit.
This isn't really what used to be considered the traditional museum, which is artifacts, things that are in a case with a little label. Now, we have artifacts, big ones and small ones and everything in between. But what we really try to do here is put you in the experience of the day. Let me give you an example. When you walk through some of our galleries, there's one devoted to the South Pacific Island Guadalcanal big battle in 1942. When you walk in that gallery, you're going to feel like you're on Guadalcanal. There's an environment that sort of simulates that South Pacific Island. There's a great deal of multimedia. In other words, we try to keep people engaged. And I think that's the most important principle we've really tried to sort of follow here in designing our exhibits.
So what kind of stories do you tell?
As I always like to say, it's a big war and just about everything happened. So the museum had to be kind of epic. We have Road to Tokyo, which is the war in the Pacific. We have the Road to Berlin, which is the war in Europe. We have the Arsenal of Democracy, which is sort of our home front. Whatever you're interested in the history of that period, I bet there's something here at this museum to stimulate and delight you when you come. We always try to anchor whatever we're talking about in the personal lived experience of an individual. For example, you get a little dog tag when you come in, and that links you with a military or home front worker at various war stations in our exhibits. You put that card down, you get some information on that soldier that you're following around throughout the war. And that's where you really relate to a historical event, when you've been sort of linked to an individual's personal account. And so we try to tell that story too, along with that more military and historical account.
So on a personal level, emotionally, how do people feel when their experience here is done?
People walk out of this museum. So I like to think they've been educated. I mean, I'm an educator, and that's really the big thing we try to do here. But we also want people to walk out of here moved at what our not ancestors so much, just a generation or two ago, what they went through in the struggle for freedom. America in that period is a place that was still divided, but that very diverse and scattered country came together for a purpose. The lesson to me is that when Americans work together, there's practically nothing they cannot achieve.
World War II shaped the course of history and built the world that we live in today. When you're in New Orleans, there's no better way to experience that history than to visit the National World War II Museum. For Go Nola TV, I'm Fresh Johnson. See you next time.